So it's the break and then it's the panel. Then we have lunch, okay? After lunch, we have our vision workshop where we'll be split into different rooms. More information about the rooms you're in and everything else will be explained to you later on. After the workshop, we will come back in here where we will share what we have gone through inside the workshop, and then we'll get into our afternoon session. So all this information is inside your booklet, inside your program on page 6. So please feel free to go through and just get acquainted with what we'll be doing today. So the first thing on our list is a welcome address from our amazing host university. How gorgeous is this building, please? So I'm an architectural designer, so I appreciate all of the things out here. So yeah, we are in a monumental, we have our welcome address by Professor Stephani Hatch, who will be opening up the event for us today. So if we give her some love, please.
Oh, wonderful. This is such a beautiful occasion. So I feel very honored to be able to welcome you on behalf of King's College London. I'd like to welcome you to the 2026 Black and Minority Ethnic Early Career Researcher Conference, the 10th of these conferences. And when I look out into this room, I see my past and I see our future. My first research job was in mental health and HIV, working with communities most impacted by crack cocaine in Atlanta, Georgia. The professor I worked for taught me a really important lesson, and that is it's not just about what we study, what we research, but it's also about how we go about doing it. She taught me through example, with what we now call co-production or participatory approaches, working with communities and being in service to communities. I continued the work in drug treatment centers, in prisons, in the US, before going on to do my PhD. Now, I've been talking to a lot of ECRs about whether will they, won't they do their PhD. And I can tell you, I never planned to get a PhD. My motivation for getting a PhD was working on these projects and knowing I could do better. So I made a decision to do that, and I called back my professor that I worked for on that first job when I was a master's student, and I said, can you give me any advice? And she very quickly said, you go get the PhD, but you treat it like you're self-employed. And at the time, I didn't quite understand what she meant, but then it became really apparent to me. It was about leadership, and that's what you all are. When I look out there today, I see leaders. And it's not about the role. Leadership is not just about the role that you will inhabit one day. It's about how you think and how you act, how you look at yourself right now, today. Leadership is important to embody from the very start. Leadership is promise. It's our capacity. It's our capacity for change. It's our strength. When I look out into this audience, I see the talent. I see your brilliance. I see your courage and your commitment. I see our future, our ability to collectively make the changes and the great strides across all disciplines of science. I see our ability to come together to change the way research is produced, the way it's disseminated, the way it is delivered and made accessible and impactful to enable the change that we all want to see for the communities that we serve. I see the ability for us to no longer think or act in silos. I see our ability to tackle a system that for way too long has put up barriers that has dampened down our light. Across sectors, across disciplines, all institutions at all levels. That's how we need to come at this. That is a systems approach. I want you all to know that you change the narrative by just walking into the room. So I want you to hold yourself in that knowledge when you introduce yourself and when you every time speak in every single meeting. You are a leader. So make the most of today. We're here to connect. We're here to share. We're here to inspire each other. We're here to celebrate. Hear the voices and let you be seen. We're in this together, okay? I want you to look around the room. These are your future networks, your future colleagues. This is your support. This is your psychological and your cultural safety. This is where you find joy. And this is where you find peace. And finally, I want to give thanks. I want to give thanks first to all of the staff here at King's that made this possible. The people who were laying out the breakfast, the people who have cleaned this room from last night to tonight to make sure that we have a wonderful space to be in. All the tech people who are working behind the scenes. I want to thank the committee. I have been so impressed over the course of these last weeks and months with their professionalism, with the way that they've turned up. And look what we have here today. Absolute brilliance. And finally, I want to thank the conference founder, Professor Bernardine Adawu, whose vision and commitment championing early career researchers from the global majority has made such a tremendous impact. I first met Professor Bernardine over 10 years ago. She took her ability to get through a door. She took the power that she had in being mentored by the president at the time of King's College London and used it in so many ways. And Bernardine, you talked about one way that I don't know if you remember. One of the things that she tackled was around progression. At the time, I was a senior lecturer. She went and got all of the senior lecturers and she made sure that we got in front of the president of this university. That was a pivotal moment for many of us. Because without that, they silence you and they erase you. So she got us to the very top and we were able to access support and also very much tell them about the work that we were doing in the different faculties to change things, to change the culture, change the research culture, change the culture of higher education. I will never forget your generosity, Bernardine, your commitment and your kindness. And for this and so much more, I'm extremely grateful. So please, everyone, enjoy this day. Be curious, meet new people, and please take up space. Thank you.